it's just about survival, right? That's what it's really about. You know, the league is so good and so competitive. And to see Georgia come in here and play so hard and had a great game plan. They played a little 3-2 zone or 1-2-2 zone. Haven't played it hard at all year. I told Coach White I thought that was a great call because it caught us off guard. And we managed to find a few things that we could do that was good. We scored 80 points, 59. In the second half, we made some good adjustments in the second half. But it was a good move. We're great against zone. Just hadn't prepared at all for it. I thought Demery and Asa are two of the best players in our league. They played like it again tonight. We got in foul trouble. Denver getting 4 fouls and Cheney, living in foul trouble puts a lot of pressure on the rest of our guys and on the bench. So we got to do a good job, especially when we know we're playing against somebody that likes to draw fouls. That's tough for Denver. Like Demery's good. Demery's a good player, and but he dives into contact. He throws his head up and a whistle blows, and all of a sudden the best defender in the league is sitting there in foul trouble. Like you got to sometimes you got to referee the best players. Like Denver Joe's one of the best players on the floor, and he got in some foul trouble without a whole lot. So. Beating Georgia matters to Auburn. It matters to me. I believe that's 13 out of the last 16, and that's a pretty good stretch against one of your rivals.
All right, we're gonna go with Ferg in the front, and then Mike.
Bruce, that second half from Janai, he has 7 straight points at one point, didn't miss a shot. Just what was kind of different for him, and y'all just felt like y'all just kept feeding him.
Well, Janai's that's why he's Player of the Year. Unbelievable poise. He plays at a great pace offensively. And the fact that he's patient, calculating, the fact that he attacked the rim like he did in this game so much, that was the biggest difference at the end of the day. We had 4 and they didn't. And 4 played pretty good tonight.
Mike and then Jack.
Coach, going back to Bama, you guys have opened first half shooting 38% or lower to turn around to shoot plus 50% in the second half. How do you credit the second half turnarounds, and what are you telling your team?
Well, I think there are 2 things that jump out at me. One would be the fact that in the second half, the bench is in front of our coaching staff, and so we're able to help them when the game's. We oftentimes defend better in the first half for the same reason. The game's right in front of us. The second thing could be fatigue. The fact that that teams are a little obviously more tired in the second half. Therefore, offense, can work a little bit better for you.
All right, Jack and then Nathan and then Brian Stoltz.
Coach, Mike G just kind of alluded to the better shooting in the second half, and the defense kind of stepped up for Georgia late in the game as well. Just talk about how well the Auburn teams started shooting in the second half and kind of putting the game away when Georgia kept trying to make runs.
Yeah. I thought the combination of getting the ball inside, we had some great inside-out opportunities. We made more shots and we made our free throws. To have 4 guards out there like Tahad and Denver, Miles, and Chad Baker, who are great free throw shooters, it's a great way to close out the game. Tahad didn't score it very well tonight, missed some shots I know he's disappointed in, but he also had 5 assists and 1 turnover. He still contributed in a really positive way. Our focus is we just got to continue to try to get better. I know it sounds, strange, but that's our goal. And while we're doing that, we're going to try to beat the people that are in front of us.
All right, Nathan, then Henry, and then Peter.
Bruce, you talked about how Arkansas was obviously, hungry for a win that could help their resume. Georgia, kind of a bubble team too. Did you sense that same sort of, intensity from them?
Yeah, we're clearly getting everybody the best shot. We are, and that's great because to the victor go the spoils. A victory over Auburn with our math really could get somebody off the bubble and into the tournament. That's what these kids are playing for. So we recognize that. We're going to get that again Wednesday night against Ole Miss. Even though Ole Miss is already in, so. Our guys are used to it. I think the other thing, too, combination of having a bunch of older guys, they're also starting to see the end of this thing in the regular season. And they don't want to waste opportunities. And so I think that sometimes keeps them engaged and continuing to work. And obviously we're trying to play for championships.
Bruce, y'all came into this game shooting 30% on the 30% from deep at home and 40% from deep on the road in conference play. It was kind of another rough shooting night. Is there anything to that?
That's a great question. I felt that way myself. I don't know. I didn't have the exact analytics on it, but I did feel that way because we'd shot it so well, on the road. I'm not really sure why that's the case, but I'm going to look at it because that's a big difference.
Like the Arkansas game, kind of a cold shooting night from three, but you guys had 17 offensive rebounds. I mean, how much does that help, especially when you have a second half like you guys did today?
We had 17 offensive rebounds in the second half. Did you say?
Not 17 offensive rebounds in the game, but kind of.
Oh yeah, no, it's huge. In the framework of our offense, we have backside rebounding built in. Like in the NBA, they don't do any of that stuff because nobody goes to the offensive boards because the teams are so good. Transition, everything's spread 5 out. In the college game, we got a guy or two down there that are in backside position to be able to do top thing. We got when you got Dylan on the backside rebounding, and you got Janai with the ball in the post. You put 3 shooters out there. A kindergartner can figure out how to score with that. A coach that could how to score with those guys.
Right, Tom and then Ferg.
Coach, the 2 double technicals later in the game, what'd you have to say to you guys or did you have to say anything to them to calm them down and get refocused?
I didn't think it was I thought it was a whole lot of nothing. I actually thought we were going to walk away with nothing. But what I did not like is Denver Jones picking up his 4th foul. In that little scrum. So I was hoping, but I get it. They want to make a statement, but man, you put 4 fouls on one of the best players in the league off of that. I would have. I looked at it and went, you know what? They got tangled up. That's what I was upset about.
Bruce, going off of that, how much did the fouls, especially in the second half, kind of throw off the rotations and just kind of,
Well, the foul trouble obviously, threw some things off for sure. And some guys had to play heavy minutes. Like Janai Broome practically played the whole game. And that wasn't something that we looked at. And Miles Kelly practically played the whole game. So that's something that, again, when we're in practice right now at this time of the year, we are not overtraining them. We're keeping them fresh enough so that if they have to play those extended minutes, they can.
All right, last one, Adam.
Bruce, just Janai's season as a whole, what has it been like for you to watch him have such a consistent output and just be the figure that he's been for this team?
He trains like a pro. He prepares like a pro. He spends more time in the training room, not only just because we've got some injuries, but also preventative stuff. He's invested in his development. He's got his own trainer who was here a little bit during the course of this week. And I just think that their family is invested in him trying to be the best possible player he could be. And again, he's got Broome tattooed on the back of his shoulders. And he's got Auburn right here in front. And he represents both really well.